We're inside Lincoln Cathedral, here in Lincoln, in Lincolnshire, in England. And we're talking about the Gothic. The Gothic, it's a kind of literature, it's a kind of architecture. But what is it exactly? And where did it come from? And why is it called Gothic? These are the questions we're going to answer here in a Gothic cathedral. But let's take it outside. So we came outside and we arrived here in Paris, France, home of the Gothic, home of Notre Dame Cathedral. The origins of the Gothic are here on the Ile-de-France in Paris. During the 12th century, architects began to build structures that, because of their height and power, changed the way that people thought about building buildings. And it was here on the Ile-de-France that we had the first Gothic building. So this is truly the Gothic home. But the Gothic truly has no home. The Gothic is really where the heart lies, in fear and trembling. The Gothic is where the heart lies, in fear. The Gothic is where the heart trembles. When I say, it wasn't always about fear and trembling. But the Gothic wasn't always about fear and trembling. It was during the Renaissance that people started to refer to buildings like this one as Gothic. They didn't mean it as a term of endearment. They meant it as a term of disparagement. They were not happy with this form of architecture that you see behind me now. When they used the word Gothic, they were referring to the barbarian tribes of Northern Europe, who they considered to be savage, brutal. And now, a brief Renaissance conversation. Good sir, what think you of yon cathedral behind me? I find it disturbing, disgusting, and horrible. I find it, in a word, Gothic. I do agree. We shall henceforth call such cathedrals Gothic. I presented you this brief dialogue in order to show you where it is that our word Gothic, to refer to architecture such as this, came from. But to understand why we refer to the Gothic when we think of the literature of horror, we need to go to a suburb of London, to Twickenham, to see that origin, another origin of the Gothic.